All right, Grant, pre-show shenanigans on this glorious Monday in August, to which we'll get into other big news into the episode and why it's so glorious. But Grant, we're going to start off today with the highest paid Big Four athletes. I don't know if I guess it's probably all time too, because the active athletes are also the all-time highest paid per year. To clarify, per year. Um, Now this is only the four. I don't have
I'd imagine
the
if it was just on total, it would just be baseball players.
probably if it's on total, yeah, that would be my guess. But this is per AAV, so annual average, value or average annual value, whichever way you want to say it. And I only have one from each sport, so it's the highest paid from each sport. I don't have the
Oh,
second
so it's just
highest per
four.
sport. It's just the four across the big four. All right.
And making sure the fourth one is hockey, correct?
The fourth one is hockey.
I'm
It is not
curious what
soccer.
that one is.
It
I
is
have
not
zero
soccer.
clue.
But Grant, can you guess out of all four sports what the highest paid athlete is, who it is, and what the value is?
It'd have to be Shohei Ohtani for 70 million.
It is Shohei Ohtani for
If
seventy
we're going
million
off of
dollars.
that.
If we're going non-deferred value, which is 30 cents in a free beverage out of the vending machine in the locker room.
Yeah. It's about 112 pack of Diet Coke and then one of those
Yeah.
30 pack Lay's assorted chip bags
Chips.
from Costco.
And nobody's touching the Fritos.
You'd be surprised how many people would be touching them, but yeah, I personally wouldn't.
Can you guess who the number two athlete is, their sport, I guess more specifically in the player?
I think it's a football quarterback.
Okay.
Or
Gray, you would
it's an NBA. I mean, obviously it's one or the other, but
you're telling me it's not hockey?
I think I'm gonna laugh at the hockey average value.
A wild guess. Yeah, Grant. So number one is Shohei Ohtani, it's 70 million. Number two is Patrick Mahomes, $63 million. And that's that contract that, they renegotiate every year when it gets reset because it's in his contract that he gets to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
I saw a
Like
great clip of Mahomes today, just absolutely drilling.
The
I'm
center?
blanking on his name.
The center, Creed
He's a
Humphrey.
killer. Drilling Creed right in the back of that.
Yeah, right in the dome. Maybe the end is nigh, Grant. You never know. You never know.
Hopefully, boy, would that be a surprise.
It all it took was a full ACL, but the only problem is the last time somebody had that happen in this situation, it was Tom Brady, and he played for
Sounds like they might be
16
rushing him
years.
back, and they need to call in their hero Justin Fields to start the game.
Especially for what week did the Chargers play them? Like week 6?
I think it's a bit later in the year.
Okay, well, that's a little bit more complicated. But Grant, number two is Patrick Mahomes at $63 million, so 7 less than Shohei Ohtani. Number three,
Still a lot. That's
number
still
three
a ton.
is Jason Tatum at 62.7 mil.
Really, Tatum is next.
And this is as of July 29th. So
okay, that's still close enough.
And then fourth place, Grant, is San Jose Sharks, Macklin Celebrini at $18.8 million. Already.
Didn't he just finish his rookie year?
I don't know if it was just or he's been in the league for 2 years now, but I mean, you can sign they're doing the same thing in baseball, rookies and stuff. So
yeah, I guess, I have no idea. How long is an NHL rookie contract?
Dude, you're barking up the wrong tree here. That's not the puckhead.
You are the resident puckhead on the show.
You know what? We'll go with the water boy. Not checking anything. I'm going to say 3 years.
Okay, all right.
Going just water boy analytics.
Is there a
just
club option at the end of that for an extra?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll add a club option. Having no idea how NHL.
Wait, and he's
CBA
18, 19?
I think he's 19.
Okay, so that's
he's probably
of the other contracts.
But yeah, so just comparison wise, you basically are exactly a third of what the third highest paid
is the NHL salary cap, like the max you can spend. How many MLB teams is that ahead of currently?
Let's look up NHL salary cap.
I'll look
So
up MLB payroll.
okay, all right.
We'll
Do
we'll
you
we'll tag
you
team
want me to
this.
tell you the
Yeah,
salary
yeah.
cap
Tell
and
tell me
then
what the
you
NHL
okay.
salary cap is.
Okay. So Grant, there is a cap and a floor in the NHL.
Wow, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Maximum player salary is 20.8 million, which is 20% of the upper limit
Just give
if
me
you do
total. Give
quick
me
maths.
total.
The cap is projected to rise to $113.5 million for the 2027-28 season. So let's roll with that because that's the next
Okay,
season.
so that means there are 8 teams in the MLB with a lower payroll than the NHL salary cap.
Goodness. And also
For a
to be clear,
second, I
like
thought you were pounding a Coors Light right there. That's a DC, isn't it?
it is a DC. It is
I
a
mean,
DC.
this would be an episode to whip out a Coors Light
Of
if there
course.
were any.
Okay. Well, let's do this fun part, Grant. The lower limit, the floor, the salary floor in the NHL is 76.9 million dollars.
There is one team under the salary
I'm
floor
going to
of the
say
NHL.
if this rises the same amount as the limit, that will end up being 85.9.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you will not guess the MLB team with the lowest spending payroll.
It's not the A's.
It's not the A's, and it is not the Colorado Rockies. Shout out Chris Bryant.
Ha. That honestly, that's throwing me for a loop. I don't know why I wanted to say the Pirates.
This team has a guy with I think a 300 miller, a 10-year 300 mil.
Is it the Angels?
No, Angels, but you won't believe it. They're actually 15th in the MLB.
They're actually spending money.
Once shout out Anthony Rendon and Mike Trout.
Yeah. All right. I just have to get a
They are in the central divisions, AL or NL.
Yeah, minor technical difficulties there. I'm in a new spot, but yeah, I just have to refresh myself on the teams that it could possibly be. Not being the A's or the Angels or the Rockies is kind of like the craziest fucking thing. Is it like the Seattle Mariners or some shit that like you wouldn't?
No. It's a central team.
The White Sox?
No, not the worst guess. They're 25th. It is not the Twins. They are 22nd. It's a good team. Team that's made the playoffs multiple years in a row.
Detroit, like the guard, like
Detroit actually. Ooh, they're actually kind of. Detroit's 10th.
They just shredded Skubal. So like, I didn't know after that. You were like, they have one 300 mil guy, but is it
Skubal's making 9.7 million this year? It is last year.
I was just thinking big names, but goodness. The Guardians?
It would be the Cleveland Guardians with the lowest payroll in the MLB.
Which is crazy, but they aren't doing as well as they have been in the past couple of years.
Well, I mean, they're over 500. Made some good trades today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just interesting to see, you know, the difference between the leagues. Like, talking about the NHL salary cap and salary. Like, we're going to talk about it today, I'm sure, with the MLB trade deadline. But, you know, what's going to be more beneficial? You're talking about all the teams that are going to be that are below the NHL salary floor. Like, what's going to be more beneficial? Having a salary cap that stops many teams from paying their way to quote unquote win, or forcing teams to have to pay players more and have players on roster that are worth more than an NHL team where the highest paid player is $55 million a year less than the MLB.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it right now. We'll see how much of this conversation turns into lockout talk.
It probably will quickly go over that way.
All right, without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very special episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 395, and Tarik Skubal is a Los Angeles Dodger. According to many, Dodgers have ruined baseball, not just baseball, all of professional sports. It's all completely ruined. The game we love no longer exists. It is done. Keep in mind, Dodgers were down 3-2 going into game six. If you recall, Everett, I described it
Yeah.
as 48 hours of hell, and we're going to break
Yep.
through. But
Mm-hmm.
Tarik Skubal is a Dodger, so we're going to have to start off there.
And
He is traded.
it's not just Scuball who's a Dodger, by the way.
Some
There's been some
other guys,
additions, some other
but
additions as
Tarik
well. Yeah.
Skubal traded for Zaire Hope, River Ryan, and Brady Smith. Zaire Hope was the number 5 Dodger prospect. River Ryan, I don't have exactly where he was slotted, but he was a top 100 prospect, probably a top 10 Dodger prospect. I don't have that anymore because he's no longer on the team and the rankings
Yeah. I mean,
updated.
still is a
And
solid
then
pitcher either way.
and then Brady Smith, who a lot of people online are calling an industry plant. I think he has like a 4 something ERA on the year, but he has like a 14.5 K9, and you don't see strikeout rates that high. So the stuff
can't
is
say I
there
know
for him.
anything about him, by the way. I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, very fair, but he is a big strikeout pitcher. He has very good pitches.
And
So
look, like I don't
that
think
can
people
easily develop into
I don't
a
think
very good
people
arm.
are necessarily. Well, I was going to say I don't know if people are necessarily upset with the fact that Dodgers got Scuball.
No, they are. They
They
certainly
are.
are.
They
They're
are.
very
But
upset.
I
100%.
get a little bit more of like, how the fuck did the Dodgers only give up 3 players and not, you know, any like like they didn't give up the number 1 prospect that they have or like any of this other stuff. Like none of the starters, nothing like that. Like how did you get away with that kind of ordeal? And like
Yeah,
I get that
just
to a
quick
degree.
comparison to some other trades. So the big trade from earlier today on deadline day. We're recording this about an hour and 15, hour 30 after the trade deadline just closed. But the big trade from earlier today on Monday, August 3rd was Adley Rutschman, Orioles to the Red Sox in division trade, which, there might be some slight tax there, but I don't really think that
I
had
don't.
too much to go into
Really.
it, to be honest. But the Red Sox gave up their number 2, 4, and 5 prospects for Adley Rutschman, who's like a 760 OPS hitter this year. Last year was the worst year of his MLB career. He was down the 600s. But Red Sox gave up a lot for Adley, who I'm pretty sure is not signed to a longer deal. He might be.
I don't remember hearing an extension.
Even regardless, he's not. It's not like you just trade for an all-star catcher back there. At least,
to be fair, he is a multi-time all-star.
He's very great
season,
literal catcher. But at least for right now, that was a lot. And then also on the flip, the Tigers, their number 2 player they could have traded. This one got finished at the buzzer. All right, they hit a step back 3 with 4 seconds left on the clock.
Depends on the perspective. It might be for either team though.
But Casey Mize, who is the second best pitcher on the Tigers, another name they were trying to trade. He got traded to the San Diego Padres for the Padres' number 2 prospect in their organization, and then Jackson Wolf, who's like a 5 ERA pitcher. But forget Jackson Wolf. They gave him number 2 for the second best pitcher on the Tigers. We gave up like 5, another top 100, and Brady Smith. And
I think that's part of the question that a lot of people are asking is how the fuck the Dodgers get away with this.
Now, a popular take going around is that this is collusion by the MLB GMs.
Yes,
something that would probably be rejected in our dynasty league, but no one cares about fantasy teams. Anyway, though. People are suggesting GMs are colluding, and you know what? I can somewhat get behind the argument because this might be at least the first lockout in our lives where the fans are on the side of the owners. This might be the first time we can remember that. And I don't know if it's ever happened before. I don't know if the fans have ever been on the side of the owners.
Let me ask you this though. The ownership wants to put in a salary cap. There's no salary floor. The players are more, they'd like the salary floor. I personally think that a salary floor is more going to be more beneficial to the competitiveness of the game than the cap would be. Obviously, both are probably necessary. Do you think that fans are more in line with the ownership side being a salary cap, or
Yes.
ownership side being fuck the Dodgers?
Well, both. But no, there's no fan looking, no logical MLB fan. Those don't really exist right now. None of them are sitting there like, oh, we need the floor. So the cheap owners, I can't believe the Cleveland Guardians are spending the least. But no, nobody cares about the floor. That's something for the players, to get them slightly back interested. But yeah, I think right now, without question, it's because of first F the Dodgers. That's number one priority. And then number two is the salary cap. But that by nature, insert the salary cap in order to F the Dodgers. I think that's more so how,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
coincide with each other.
And look, like now that we have this whole situation likely to happen, well, we can address this in a future episode or later today and say who the Dodgers would probably have to shred to meet that cap standard.
Well, there's a
But let's
chance that
continue.
some of these get grandfathered
It's probably a likely chance
because
right now.
like one way to get the current players like on board now. Paul Skeens is seething right now.
Oh yeah, no,
There's
he's
no
he's
one more
pissed.
pissed off on earth than Paul Skeens right now.
I,
Even though his everything's down for him this year, still keep your eyes on the
I
prize.
would just say
Never forget, folks, keep your
I
eyes on the
would
prize.
just say though that if you grandfather in these contracts, like you're gonna have teams who are over the cap, which is gonna be allowed because of the grandfathered in like aspect.
Can't
But
spend any
they're
more,
but
but
yeah, you're basically stuck with that team until you shred the contract. So then
yeah,
what
and
do you want
hey,
to do?
like at least from the Dodgers sense, they are kind of stuck with all these guys. But for the New York Mets, my God, that's a disaster over there.
Oh yeah, but I mean, also the other side of the coin is just like you're put in a rough spot if you are the Dodgers. Like the guys you'd probably shred are mostly outfielders and stuff because you can replace those kind of easily. Uh, but like all you're shredding it, like you're basically just gonna have to DFA them because no team's gonna trade you anything knowing you have to shred them anyway. Like maybe for preference, like just
Well,
to
no,
get
they,
ahead of
they
other
still
teams,
will
but
just because
they'll
teams will
they'll
be
they'll
willing to
get ahead of
trade.
other teams, but it's not like they're going to give you that much. It's just who's going to give you the best cash considerations, basically.
Yeah, but one thing about cash considerations that doesn't necessarily alleviate the
No,
salary
it doesn't.
cap.
It does not. But like I'm just saying, that's lower valued most for the most part than players would
Sure,
be or some
sure.
prospects. So like that's the point there. But Grant, let's continue down this list of major transactions at the deadline. I know we talked about Tarik, mentioned Adley Rutschman, but there's been some other names
Real
that have
quick, we'll
gotten
do
traded
the
around.
Dodgers' other trades that they got. So first, they got Chris Bubich. Bubik.
Bubik. I think Bubik.
We'll get that pronunciation. We'll have that more nailed down at a later date, not today's episode for sure. Not. But he was traded for Carlos Duran, a minor league reliever in the Dodgers. Now, he is currently Bubich
Bubik.
currently on the 60-day DL, so he won't be pitching anytime soon.
That's fine. We
But
just need
he
him for
was an
one
all-star
time.
last year, so there is that, a lefty reliever too, which, hey, I've been over this for a while now. There's not many good lefty relievers in the MLB. There's really not many. And so with Edwin coming back, that's a TBD how effective he'll be. But now potentially the Dodgers have three really solid lefty relievers. And if you're looking at a postseason sense, Robleski being in there, potentially four. And at that point, that might be too many because the righties throw harder. So all four of them might not even be on the playoff pitching roster in terms of meaningful moments. But hey, it never hurts to have more. But other than that, the Dodgers are bringing back two old friends in Ben Rortvet and Hunter Fadouche. Bring them back for Chase McDermott, who was recently DFA'd pitcher, for, I believe that's for Rortvet, and then for Fadusha, Jack Sawinski and Jacob Kamatz. Great names, by the way. But more so, my thoughts with that trade earlier today, Dalton rushing, he hit the DL. So that's a slight concern. And Will Smith, I believe, best case scenario, and we're probably not getting best case scenario. He's about 3 to 4 weeks back from a return.
Yeah.
I'm imagining he's not coming back in 3 to 4 weeks, but
No, I mean at this
Dodgers
point you're
win to
probably
go
going to
get
save him
those
till
two.
till the playoffs.
Could not be running out Chucky anymore behind the plate. So yeah, catching situation, it's a temporary fix, and they didn't really give up anything. But yeah, those were the other Dodger acquisitions today. Nothing crazy, but hey, you got the number one player. According to, I'm pretty sure, Andrew Freeman, it was Skubal or nothing. So that's the only guy we were going after.
Yeah, I think many MLB teams would say that.
Rumors looking at Hunter Green. Some people were saying the Dodgers are going to get Adley Rutschman. I just don't think there's any chance the Dodgers would have
doesn't make
traded
sense
for him
to
if he's
do
not
that. Like
that good, considering what the Red Sox gave up. The Dodgers weren't beating that.
Yeah, I mean, also if you were to go get Adley, you're gonna throw. Like, you're probably giving up Dalton rushing. Like, why would you do that?
And I wouldn't even want to do that because Dalton Rushing's a better.
And also you have more control over Dalton, especially with a looming lockout and salary cap. Like, it makes no sense to have to.
Yeah, no. So yeah, those other moves, we'll see. I mean, it's just a temporary fix. Once again, the rest of these regular season games, they don't even matter. Dodgers already won the division. Multiple projection sites have the Dodgers winning the division at 100%, which is not true. It is not true. Like, they have not won. They have said they've already won the division. So
I mean, hey, yeah. I'm sure the Skubal trade just further cemented that, but also we did just get swept by the Red Sox, so that
But I mean, hey, it was tough to try last night after the Skubal trade. And also just a great video of Skubal in the dugout on Sunday meeting Dave Roberts and the rest of the team. The whole broadcast, they just stopped talking about the game. Kershaw was
just like, oh yes, Skubal.
And they were just like, Skubal's guys. I know we got a baseball game, but Tarik Skubal is currently meeting his teammates. That's what they talked about. So yeah, we'll get into these other trades, then we'll talk a little bit about Skubal into the rotation and projected Dodgers playoff rotation, how that 4-man's going to look. But okay, some other trades. Cubs going after Clay Holmes, big-handed reliever, and Tyrone Taylor, outfielder from the Mets. That's a pretty notable one. They gave up a top 100 prospect in Jefferson Rojas for that deal. Another one, two big name guys, probably the two biggest name players going back and forth in the same trade. But Eric Miller trade from the Giants to the Red Sox for Marcelo Mayer, who was a former top prospect out of the Red Sox. Kind of just gave up everything right now, so they are all in. And there's a chance the Dodgers may have mess with them, having them sweep us, and they're like, all right, we're all in now. So, slight chance of that as well. Shout out Fenway Sports Group. LeBron might have been involved in those trades. Who knows? But then moving on, Luis Arias and Caleb Killian, Giants cleaned house, and one more Giants trade to go over, but both traded to the Phillies for Ramon Marquez and Marty Gare, who I believe one of them is either a top 100 prospect or one of the top 10, top 5 prospects in the Phillies system. But the more interesting move with that, because Luis Arias is a bum fielding and he has to play second, Bryce Harper will be going back to right field, which he hasn't played since he had Tommy John surgery on his UCL a few years back. Like
but 3 years ago,
that's the more important part of that trade.
And Bryce
is going to right.
Bryce is what, 36?
I don't think he's that old.
I
38. Geez,
I thought that
put
he's
him in a museum if he's 38. No,
let's look up here. Let's look. Hold on. I thought he's up there. But
he could be 34, but not 38. 38, that's a fossil.
He is 33 years old.
Okay.
Not a fossil. Not, well, yeah, close.
Well, I don't want to throw the F word around because the Dodgers have quite a lot of fossils on their team. If 34 is old, there's quite a lot of artifacts in the
We
Dodgers
do, but a
clubhouse.
lot of the artifacts are not playing right field.
That's true. Mookie got moved, so yeah, that is correct. He was already fossilizing in the outfield a couple of years back, so we changed that one quick. But next up, the other Giants trade, Helio Ramos to the Yankees for Henry Lalaine and the son of Jeff Kent, Caden Kent, going to the Giants, which that's always fun. But that was the only Yankees acquisition of the deadline. Yankees fans online are joking that Brian Cashman forgot the deadline was today. He thought it was Tuesday. No other explanation.
I mean, it is possible. It is possible.
It is ridiculous that Yankees did nearly nothing at the deadline, essentially. Essentially did nearly nothing, but two other big-time moves, a longtime friend of the program, Dustin May, and JoJo Romero, going from the Cardinals to the Brewers for number 11 and number 13 in the Brewers farm system, both outfielders. There's a chance that those were the two top prospects that were willing to trade for Skubal.
Probably,
and
was.
There's a chance the Tigers, their GM, just blocked the Brewers GM from ever contacting him for the rest of time. There's also a good chance of that.
I mean, yeah, it's not helpful. Also, just like Detroit already has to kind of deal with Milwaukee, and having Skubal be in that rotation is probably not great.
Well, not really. They're not in the same division.
No, I know, but I'm more so talking about like fans and stuff, like regionally speaking.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, sure.
The central teams basically across the board are all just, besides the Brewers, are just mid.
Yeah, just for entertainment purpose, they should probably just combine the Central into
one all-star team,
super conference. Okay, like the old. Remember when the SEC and Big Ten tried to branch off for a little second, or like the soccer Super League, which those teams agreed to it. By the way, they did not get enough hate for that. But the other big Brewers move, they acquire Antonio Senzatella, reliever from the Rockies for Mark Manfredi and Juan Martinez. So Brewers, they got a lot of pitching help. Dustin May starter, JoJo Romero reliever, and Antonio Senzatella, another reliever that they acquired. So Brewers, they currently have the lowest ERA in the MLB, lowest team ERA, but they went out and got some more. But yeah, you could say a slightly disappointing deadline if you're a Brewers fan. Right now, they have a better record than the Dodgers in the MLB. Obviously, don't go after Skubal, but yeah, okay, time for the real talk. Back to Skubal, back to the big one. But Dodgers acquire Tarik Skubal, and I think right now the playoff rotation, I'm assuming Shohei Ohtani's not pitching again this year.
I don't think he will be.
I'm assuming he's not, and you know what, to be honest, we need you hitting bombs in the postseason for the first time in your life, Shohei. So that's the bigger priority right now. I
probably would assume if he pitches in the playoffs, it would be for the World Series, unless it's the back end of the NLDS or NLCS. Sorry.
Yeah, personally, I'm going to veto that move. Do not want his first pitching appearance in months to be the World Series. I'm more so saying when they would assume that he would be ready to do it would be that time. Like, I think the funniest possible outcome is that if Shohei came out of the pen. I think that'd be the funniest thing. Everyone would be like, nope, we're done. Nope. Hell no. We are done with this shit if he came out of the pen for the playoffs. That'd be the funniest possible outcome.
I guess if you were to pen Shohei, you basically would have to have had him hit DH, like just that inning. And then
there's a Shohei Ohtani rule where he's allowed to just come in and out. It doesn't. His hitting is not impacted by the pitching, so he could.
But I'm saying, like, for him to go warm up in the pen, like that's what I was thinking of, not like just coming out of the dugout and like just warming up that way. But I was assuming you probably want to send him down there to warm up before you throw him in the game.
That is a good point.
That's my point.
Okay, yeah. From that sense, it would be interesting. It would have to be. He just hit a classic Shohei pop fly to end the inning, and then it's like, all right, now we can bring you in.
Maybe you have like a special, like you roll out some fucking turf in the hallway.
I will just say,
in the dugout.
Though, it would be potentially the greatest clip ever if let's say 4's up in the order, and the Dodgers hit around, so Shohei's up again. He has to take a break from the bullpen.
He runs down from the bullpen to the.
That would be one of the greatest videos in the history of the MLB. If that
and it's
happened.
not like you're gonna pinch hit for Shohei in the DH. No, he's getting his ass back there.
Would Shohei potentially just take a strikeout to go back warming up? No. Knowing him, he would like walk. He's coming in cold.
You know what? The way it probably works is either he's not going to the fucking bullpen at all, or he runs. He DHs. He runs up to the bullpen. Maybe the
funniest outcome though. If
he runs up to the bullpen, and if there's like 2 batters like before he's up and he's still in the bullpen, they send his ass back to the dugout.
Yeah, and then he gets in the batter. There's a new arm coming up. Yeah.
Or
that would most likely happen. I'm just thinking of a potential clip where.
He's running out of there.
Dodgers do not think Shohei's going to be due up. They have him ready to go, and then he has to run out like the Undertaker from the bullpen. Okay.
I really hope that they have like a special. It's not just.
It could have been an all-time moment if that happened.
All the lights go out.
Yeah. I'm just. It's just a great question because I actually don't know if Shohei has different music if he's coming in for a start than if he's hitting. I'm not sure.
What if all the lights go out and they just play "Welcome to the Jungle" and he runs out of the bullpen?
They may have to get a new song if he's coming out of the pen.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they don't use that.
A new song for him, but I mean,
they have to make one an unreleased song from like one of the top bands
recorded by Shohei and Ippei Mizuhara.
First time it's ever shown to the public, but yeah, I mean,
back to the playoff rotation.
Yeah, lineup wise, it's probably
Skubal's I think it's easily the one. 0 hesitation. He is the one. Yama's the 2. Snell's the 3, and then Tyler Glasnow's the 4.
Yeah, and that's going to be all time. Do you think that there's a 5th in there? No. Like you just think it's a bullpen game if we need a 5?
There's no bullpen game with this team, Everett. They're like 10 deep at starters. We are done with the bullpen games. The fact that they won a World Series with a bullpen game 4, that was already that was fair grounds to institute a salary cap instantly.
If in a world Shohei is healthy to pitch in the playoffs, do you think he just fills that 5 spot and that's the rotation?
There's not a 5-man. No, you
just think there's no 5-man period.
And then
Glasnow's coming out of the bullpen.
I guess I'm gonna assume that's not happening, and Shohei's just gonna be shut down.
I would assume it makes no sense to strain that, like given the additions you've made.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But Roki's coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he's coming out of the pen. Robo's coming out of the pen. Eric Lauer's going to get another start because we just DFA'd Sheehan.
Is Stone going to be back in time?
Probably not. I mean, that one shit. I haven't heard an update on him in eons, Everett. He hasn't pitched since around this time, August in 2024. It's been about
2 years.
2 years since he's last pitched. So
yeah, no, that's not great.
But also because he hasn't, I don't even think he's hit ARB yet. They'd be pretty stupid to call him up right now. You can delay. And if we don't play next year, which, I'll get into that in a second. I actually think Dodgers getting Skubal and a potential collusion among the GMs, that's actually going to speed up the lockout a little bit, I think. But with all those in mind, no. I don't think Stoney's coming back. But the playoff rotation for the Dodgers is hysterical. That's just hilarious. We got an all-star coming out every game. I don't think Glasso has one, but and Yama doesn't, but he's like the playoff god. But yeah, there might be Cy Youngers coming out of the pen.
Which is...
And at this point, those guys are getting paid so much. I don't really think ego is going to be involved there. They're like,
no, I mean, dude, at that point, if you're on the Dodgers and you have an issue coming out of the pen after fucking
We're just gonna
Yamamoto.
gulag you.
But I'm saying after Yamamoto pitched and then decided to go to the pen to finish the fucking World Series last year, yeah, no, get the fuck off the team.
Yamamoto quite literally said, "Take my UCL, baseball gods. I don't care. We're winning."
And he was rewarded with infamy and did not lose the UCL this year.
You know, it's still intact. Still intact. But yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. A little bit of talk here with the lockout. I think this actually is speed it up. We were saying earlier, but this is a rare time where the fans are on the side of the owners for a lockout, which I do not know if that's ever happened before in sports. I don't know. And because of that, I think most of them really don't care, but there's a couple of, Manny Machado and Tatis in those meetings. There's no way they're like not executives, but players with opinions in the MLBPA. 0% chance either of them are allowed to even speak on behalf of the Players Association. They're like the worst representatives you could possibly have.
They're just gonna be like,
there's a chance
you want to vote against
players,
the Dodgers? I got you. Don't worry, we'll vote with the owners. Like it's against the Dodgers.
And anyone else in the MLB PA are just like, yeah, we know, dude. We're well aware. It's pretty much just them and the Astros, who would be like,
yeah.
Actually, Altuve would not be a fan of that cap, and Altuve's like, yeah, I have 300 mil myself, so maybe not. Correa's like, no, I'm not getting this contract voided. No, team, no cap, hard for Correa, hard.
Skeens is in there the same way as well.
Skeens is currently crying in the corner over this potential salary cap. He is so pissed, and so is Livy Dunn right now. They are both heated.
Yeah, Mike
heated.
Mike Trout's out in there. It's just like, you know what?
Juan Soto might be like, I don't speak English. I have no idea. I have zero clue with his contract over there. So
now, well, here's the thing, Grant. Do deferred contracts count against the MLB cap?
Well, I heard part of the initial, yes, they will be, but I heard part of the initial thing was done with deferred contracts, which I'll be honest, they're a little ridiculous. I looked through the amount of Mookie Betts days we're going to have.
Oh, yeah. We deferred over $1 billion to 6 years from
It's now. Like everyone's deferred. Even Tanner Scott and Edwin Diaz are deferred. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah, he basically took void years from the NFL CBA and put it on steroids.
Guggenheim will be selling the Dodgers might even before Ohtani retires.
Yeah, no, you need the pitch of like you get the last year Shohei Ohtani as the owner, because if you just be like, here's the Dodgers. Oh yeah, by the way, here's our books.
Yeah, you're not buying. To make it work, you're gonna be like, you guys get Shohei.
Nobody will buy that.
Yeah, it was reported in year one the Dodgers already made up the Shohei contract. I'm not sure if they made up all of them though.
No, but they probably will by that
probably
point.
Pretty close. If they three-peat right now, they may have got it done. And considering that myself, I purchased a pretty expensive Dodgers World Series hoodie right here. They're making it back quick. We're about to get another one of these in the closet, by the way. All right, don't get it twisted. We're adding another one in there. But oh my goodness, it has been quite the few hours for all these MLB moves. But I will just say this though. This is going to be a very, very tough, at least in the NL, AL. This might be like the OG Lakers, Sixers, NBA Finals, where it's just like, whoever wins the NL, you're winning the World Series. But I don't know. Maybe a new team in the AL is pulling off devil magic, like the Toronto Blue Jays last year. Yeah, there might be one. But we probably got to go through the Brewers. Probably got to go through the Braves. The way the Padres, they just got Casey. I know how the Padres work. They're about to be ridiculous second half.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna close the gap.
We might have a bit of a gauntlet.
Yeah, that's like the thing people forget about the Dodgers and their World Series victories. Like the NL is so competitive. Like the Dodgers are winning. Like they've had to get through some tight series to get there.
Some very tight series.
And like it is like
on the brink of elimination 2 straight years. Padres like that first year.
Yeah, it's a player or two difference, in these games that allow the Dodgers to win the World Series, or
quite literally for the World
win
Series
the
itself,
NLCS
literally one or two
and also
plays
the
go
World
their way.
Series as well. Yeah, I mean, like, and like that's the thing, like
And always forever shout out Garrett
if
Cole not covering
if
first,
the
my king.
Dodgers were in the AL, then I would understand the hands down. Oh, the Dodgers are going to win the fucking World Series, like like they're going to win the AL, blah 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 blah. Like I get that. The AL is incredibly weak compared to the NL teams, but the NL, like, it's not a guarantee. Like, the Dodgers still have to play good baseball in October, and they've had their shining moments.
Well, and it is baseball.
Yeah, but they've had their shining
That's
moments the last two.
baseball.
They've had their shining moments the last 2 years, but like we've had a handful of years that you and I both remember and has been lamented on this podcast where the Dodgers have just not shown up and they've been so unbelievably flat with teams that are, the same exact narrative.
Time on this podcast.
The same exact narrative where it's like everybody's being like, oh my God, the Dodgers are the greatest team ever assembled. They're going to run through everybody, and then we lose the Padres.
Remember when the off-season topics on this podcast was we got to get rid of the 5-game series to start the playoffs?
And it was also like, is Dave Roberts the coach that gets us there? Like, maybe he can only take us so far. Like that was a large talking point for me. But the greater point stands. There's still a lot of baseball to play, and October baseball is not really a joke, not a given. Especially considering how the fucking Brewers look, like how the Padres get in like the next month and a half. Like they get good. And Acuna's been hurt. Like when Acuna's back, I don't know if he will be fully back healthy, but the Braves have always been that nightmare.
Yeah, I will say I'm not excited that the Braves are good again.
Yeah,
they've always kind of skated by the last 2 years that they
like. That's also the thing. Like the Dodgers have still had hard matchups, and like the boogeyman of the Dodgers still hasn't even played them the last two playoffs. Like that is the October boogeyman has been the Braves, and they haven't been here.
And keep in mind, if they play the Braves, when they go to Atlanta, Freddie Freeman's going to be bawling his eyes out and, like, not even playing. Like, he's not going to be mentally in it. He's about to be crying every time he goes up to the plate. So you got to keep that in mind, too, folks. Got to consider that aspect.
Yeah, so, I mean, everybody's got to remember that. And, I get the regular season, but we've said this for years now, that the Dodgers are the Chicago Bears off-season winners basically every year. Like last year the Bears did great in the regular season. They were a little bit okay in the playoffs, and they kind of stunk it up. And then the Dodgers have been great in the regular season, the multi-hundred win years, and then they come in the playoffs, they would just completely fall flat, and like everything that they've done the last like 3 weeks in the regular season just completely evaporates.
Oh yeah,
and that's the concern every year, and we'll see how it goes this year. And you and I are still concerned over a bye week for the Dodgers.
I'll never not be concerned about the Dodgers in the playoffs.
And like that's the thing. If the Dodgers come through the regular season and we lose in the first round of the playoffs, Russ, not the wild card, but the first round.
If they got first rounded,
if we got first rounded, does that change the entire narrative? Like. Probably will, and everybody's going to be sitting here being like, "Dodgers."
I'll say this:
Odd Infinity Gauntlet, and they're losing the first round. Like,
if you thought Chet Holmgren got clowned the hardest after this year, I might have to delete Twitter for a month if the Dodgers get bounced.
Yeah, no. If the Dodgers get bounced in the first, honestly, if the Dodgers
anywhere, they could lose in the World Series too.
If the Dodgers
just get bounced in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, if they get bounced at all, more so up until the World Series. If you lose in the World Series, they'll still get clowned, but like not as hard. But if it's anywhere in the NL playoffs, like I want to remember this, and I want this cemented. Everybody talking about how the Dodgers just ruined baseball. If the Dodgers lose, I want to never fucking hear about that
again. That'll still certainly be the narrative, but
it shouldn't be, because that shows you the difference. That shows you the difference in baseball to every other sport.
I will say, last little detail before we get into NFL real quick. So first things first, deadline today on Monday. Apparently, no teams even submitted an official offer to the Tigers until Saturday. That's what has been reported and gone out there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's what's gone out. And the second more interesting deal is that the Tigers actually strong-armed the Dodgers on Saturday and was like, all right, let's get this shit going.
Yeah, they were like, we want to
Apparently
get
that's
this
what
done.
happened. Because now, this is the thing. I think they wanted to get that Casey Mize deal done too, which they did. They got the number 2 prospect from the Padres, and hey, the way Padres prospects have been panning out right now, shout out James Woods, CJ Abrams. It's a pretty good idea to take the Padres prospects. Just gonna say, it's a pretty good idea.
Thinking about it this way, like, there's no way the Dodgers were gonna give up Zaire Hope and River Ryan for the number 2 pitcher on Detroit. So for them, if they were trying to maximize the value that way, like, I don't know what the other offers were for Skubal, but let's say like they really wanted that Dodger package. The only way that they're going to get that and the Padres number 2 guy is to do what they did. Otherwise, they could have just traded Skubal to the Padres for the number 2, but then you're not getting as good of a package for the next guy, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And so I think they did want to get Skubal done first to get a little freak out from the league, and then also to like kind of jack up the price of Casey Mize.
It probably also prompted the Padres specifically to be like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
We'll give 2.
Yeah. We're like, we have to match what the Dodgers just did.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, right now they've every single deadline they sell the future to a degree, and so we kind of just got them to do it again. But hey, I would not be looking forward to a potential Padres series in the playoffs.
No, we never are.
It's horrifying. Yeah. It's horrifying when we play.
I remember the first time we played the Padres in the playoffs on this podcast when we lost, and we were talking beforehand.
That could have been year 1 on this podcast.
It might have been year 2. But we were talking about who we would rather have the Dodgers face. And I think you were like, yeah, the Padres. I'm like, no, dude, you don't want us to play the Padres. You're like,
well,
dude.
that time they were a joke.
No, I know, but I was like, I was concerned about the divisional matchup.
That was a dark day.
And when we lost, and I was like, you've got to be fucked. But all right, great. Let's wrap up with some NFL training camp news here. We're on to week 2 of NFL training camp. The Hall of Fame game is this week. It is this Thursday. Panthers and Cardinals. You have 2-glove Kenny Pickett going up against the Cardinals. I think all of the Cardinals quarterbacks are going to play in this game unless you're going to just put Carson Banks and back in Gardner Minshew out there. Maybe Jacoby Brissett. I would
doubt that Jacoby Brissett plays.
Maybe he's like, I'm
he's
too
been
high
there for like
for
4 days.
I think it'd be more so that Jacoby just tells them he's not playing. It's not that the Cardinals don't want him to play. It's probably just like, yeah, no, fuck that. But I would almost bet that Marv plays at least like 2 snaps. But with that, talking about training camp news, pads are coming on this week for, I believe, basically all NFL teams. We have some quarterback news in the Vikings room. We've got some quarterback news in the Cardinals room, and we got some general just wide receiver running back news across the league. Generally speaking, this is more fantasy involved, more so than like your favorite team. We're talking about that kind of stuff. Grant and I were at Chargers camp this past Saturday. Got a good look there. Lad McConkey looking nice. Justin Herbert looking nice. Got some speed.
We'll see. When Justin Herbert throws the football, it's like,
no, you're like, oh, it's just right in the bucket.
Wow.
It's just right in the bucket.
Oh my God. Wow. Mike McDaniel did not have that with Tua. All I gotta say. Sorry. Unwarranted shot right there.
Just right up the gut, Grant.
Hey, I mean, Dolphins fans for a minute.
Amari Hampton, like a menace. Just
he's
the offense.
A big guy.
Yeah,
a big guy.
Offense is just humming.
I will also say Hampton. We didn't quite say this at the time, but him with the Guardian cap on, it makes you look bigger too. So maybe there's a little bit of that involved. Just gonna put a hand up.
But with that, Lad McConkey coming back. I think he just announced that he's gonna have a kid. Like we got daddy lad, dad.
Don't want to hear that again, Everett. But yes,
and married Herbert, Herbert Beer, married Beer.
I mean, if it's just Justin Beer
to the
moon. To the
Yeah.
moon.
The
Justin
offense.
Herbert beer, career's over. Career's
What if his
absolutely
middle name?
shot.
What if he makes that like a second middle name? So it's still
Has that
beer
ever
on.
been a thing?
I think you can do two last name or two middle names.
Yeah, I've never heard
Look,
of the
it doesn't
middle.
matter.
No,
It
it
doesn't
does.
matter.
I'm kidding. But this
Zach
is
Tom
big.
changed his name though. The Packers right tackle. A little bit more of a now you're talking about Zach Tom. It's a little bit more of a fearful name when you hear a right tackle a name come up. But
Zach
Grant,
going with
just
the double first names. Interesting.
yeah.
How
Well,
is
now
that
it's not
spelled,
Zach Tom
Tom?
anymore. It's like
Oh,
Zach Bacalo something. Like it's a hyphenated last name.
oh, so he
Um,
dropped the
he
double
dropped the Tom.
first
The Tom is
names.
gone. The Tom is gone. Uh,
Okay.
now the top 10, right tackle feels good. Just having his name in there like that makes a little bit, makes it feel a little bit better. But Vikings training camp news wise, Jordan Addison's connection with Kyler Murray's looking great. Justin Jefferson's getting in there. Still a quarterback battle. JJ McCarthy was winning for most of last week, but that was no pads. He made a couple good throws. Then the end of the week, Grant fell right off a cliff. Kyler Murray looked much better, made a little bit more improvising throws. Even Adrian Peterson was like, yeah, you know what? Hopefully JJ McCarthy's got a good future ahead of him, but he's got some growing to do. Kyler Murray looked better with the first day of pads coming on today. And then with that elite defensive tackles are coming in for the Vikings. The rookies are looking pretty good. Harrison Smith, don't know what's going on there. And then going over to the other situation in the league, the Cardinals, Grant Carson Beck, surprisingly with pads on, has looked much better. Has looked better than Gardner Minshew, some would even say. So he's coming in on that quarterback 2 position. Without pads, it was still the errant Carson Beck interceptions that you were expecting, but has looked much better. Kind of
Well,
with some
against
back
that
throws and stuff.
defense,
Yeah, you can look pretty good
it
either
might
way.
even be tough to throw picks against that defense.
But the other thing, though, a lot of people have seen clips of Marv, dropping passes, having a hard time this preseason. Grant, rumors are swirling that with the end of the season last year, how Michael Wilson did and how he's looked so far in camp this year, Michael Wilson is going to be wide receiver 1 for the Cardinals this season.
Based on everything I've heard about Marv losing both of his arms in a terrible accident this offseason, it doesn't surprise me at all. Well, keep in mind the wide receiver 1 on that team's Trey McBusiness.
Yes,
so keep that in mind.
Obviously. And I mean, the same thing goes for the Raiders. Even if the Raiders had an elite wide receiver 1, it's still Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
So, no surprises.
The Raiders
don't,
but yes.
No, they
don't.
I get what
I'm picking up your point.
I'm saying, if they did have one, it's still Brock
Maybe
Bowers.
Jeremiah Smith next year.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not a quarterback, and then
they have that would be quite. I
thought you were talking about the Cardinals. I thought you were talking about the Cardinals.
Amazing.
My bad. I was thinking Cardinals.
I would love the Raiders to draft Arch next year. That'd be a genius move.
Double down.
Genius move. I think it's great. You can get them both on the field.
Yeah, you can. Double quarterback package like the Ravens were doing with the all Heisman quarterback package back in the day.
Oh yeah. No way RG3 signed off on that. He was like, "Why am I out here?"
He's like, "What the fuck am I doing?
What are we doing, guys?"
But and then Grant, one of the more interesting names to that's been tracked for fantasy purposes this year, Bashal Tutin on the Jaguars. We talked about this the other day. He's been quote unquote scoring touchdowns. This is with no pads, non-contact. So, take that as you will. But he has been looking apparently very good, very explosive, very dynamic with the reps he's been getting in the Jaguars offense this preseason. So that's something else to note.
He's been looking pretty good.
Good.
According to reports, been looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think the other, the more enticing situation with that is that Chris Rodriguez is just
he's apparently
recovering.
Apparently Jam Miller, I believe, is currently winning the RB2 role. I believe it's
Jam
Jim.
is on the Jags.
I think maybe Jam is on the Patriots. It's a kind of a name. Maybe it's Jamichael. Maybe it's Jamichael
This
Hasty.
could be an all-time name running back room with Jam Miller and Bashaw Tootin
Let me
and
double
LaQuint
check.
Allen.
Let me double. It's not LaQuinn Allen. I can tell you that much.
Well,
It
he
is
can't
not.
really run the ball,
No.
so
LaQuinn is not winning.
great on third down, but
Yeah, the thing that most people are talking about with Bayshaw is he's had some fumbling problems. No, Jam is still on New England. Let me fact check it. Let me fact check
I would
it.
have been aware if Jam was a Jag. I would have picked up
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah. Let's look at the running back room here. Jamari Taylor. That is who's currently winning the RB2 role in the Jaguars backfield. Not LaQuinn Allen, not Amir Abdullah, not DJ Dallas.
Amir Abdullah's on the team.
Yes, he's still in the NFL ranks.
Name in forever.
He is kicking around.
I have not heard that name in so long. Talking about a blast from the past. He
Cyrus
made
Allen,
teammates with Will Compton at Nebraska.
Cyrus Allen on the Chiefs just had a shin injury, I believe, but he's been looking up and looking dynamic apparently in the Chiefs offense to give him a little bit more of a wide receiver threat on top of Rashee Rice because Xavier Worthy, besides the speed, is not doing that much. Let's see what else do we have here. Apparently, Drew Aller's been looking all right compared to your guy. The Ohio State alumni over in that offense.
Great locker room guy, though.
Great locker room guy.
Aaron Rodgers might just behead both of them, though, so you got to watch out for that one. Fat Carthy. So, sorry, another jab.
Yeah, I mean, like that's mostly the general summary of the offensive guys that are looking good so far. A lot of injuries. The electrical substation stops for nobody. Mike Evans also hurt now as well.
Astonishing seeing the amount of 49ers injuries. Like they're like 12 deep right now in injuries. I was like, oh my God.
Mike Evans also got hurt today, and it's coming for Debo.
Debo doesn't even need to get hurt from that field. I think he's more so getting hurt by his food.
Yeah, I mean, probably
the memes online about what Debo looks like right now, which
it's like
do
James
not know
Harden.
If they're real or not.
It's like James Harden all over again.
Yeah, has Stephon Diggs signed to a team yet?
I believe he's still a free agent.
Now,
I believe he's still a free agent.
We'll see exactly where he's going to go, but he can't go back to Buffalo, so that's not an option.
No,
he's linked to the Washington Commanders.
I mean, I can see that.
Could use that.
They're not going to get Brandon Ayuk is the electrical substation.
I think Brandon Ayuk
twice.
Yeah, I mean they hit him. They gave him CTE. That's what the electrical substation did. They AB'd him.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and then another name, just generally speaking, we've talked about before, but Parker Washington apparently starting off very strong in Jaguars camp as well. It's another guy to watch there. I don't know how Brian Thomas is going to do, and I honestly haven't heard anything of Travis Hunter taking wide receiver reps. So
today they actually posted a picture called "Iron Sharpening Iron," and it's Parker Washington against Travis Hunter as a DB.
Yeah, I don't feel great about how much opportunity he will get.
No,
over there.
Don't feel excellent about that one.
But yeah, I mean, there's your quick summary of the state of the NFL training camp. As more information comes in, the better. I mean, you have Ben Johnson saying Luther Burden is going to be the Bears Amon-Ra St. Brown. So
and I will say. There's a slight track, even going back to Detroit, where there's also an account called something about Coach Truth, Coach Honesty, and Ben Johnson, his track record of praising a guy preseason and it actually just at least him using him is pretty high. So just gonna throw that out there.
Respect that.
He's actually pretty honest. I'd say the other eye-opening thing I saw was Sean McVay talking about an Aaron Donald return. And
yes,
Sean McVay seemed, relatively in favor of Aaron Donald coming back. And if that happens, oh my God, him and Myles Garrett together.
Yeah,
We'll
don't
be
even
teaching
count out,
classes about that.
don't even count out Vita Vea either.
I mean, if they had all three of them,
I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Oh my God. Oh my. Let's just say Jacoby Brissett will pass away on the field when they play if that happens. He will evaporate like a Thanos snap.
Yeah, I did see this post the other day. It was like somebody talking about what Jared Verse told Denzel Ward in like the secondary on the Browns. They were like, he's like, Jared Verse telling them, yeah, you guys don't even worry about it. Don't even look back. Like take 2 seconds and then turn around and like play, because it's either the ball's going to be in the air and you're playing ball or the play's going to be over. And I'm like, Jared Verse, you know who you're taking the place of, right? I think
Denzel Ward's potentially the most checked out player in the NFL after he just got paid.
Yeah. He's just there to get a paycheck.
And they're not even going to throw to him either because he's like the only corner on the. There's a chance he does nothing this year.
I mean, it's a very, very, very high chance. I mean, he's still gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. He's still gonna be good.
No. I'm saying he's still gonna be locking down receivers, but you're just never. Why would you ever target Denzel Ward right now when the rest of the Browns exist?
Other aggregate information. Apparently, Rashid Shaheed and Sam Darnold have a pretty strong connection developing right now. AJ Brown apparently dislocated his thumb. Lee Cohen likes Parker Washington. Like I said, Luther Burden looks great. Josh Sweat apparently looking good. Health-wise, coming back.
And what team is he on? Is he still on the Cardinals?
He is on the Cardinals still. Yes. And then
they got great weather in Phoenix.
Your guy who just got drafted by the Commanders, linebacker, what the fuck is
Sonny
his name?
Styles?
Sonny Styles apparently looking very good.
Now, shocking news, apparently him and Mike Sanders still are very good friends and very close.
Is Sanders still the one that's good or the one that's bad? I can't remember. Yeah, that's
atrocious. What I thought. Like every Michigan player in the
NFL. Yeah, Sauce Gardner and Shavarius Ward apparently doing well. And then you just have mostly injuries. You just have a lot of injuries. Trey Benson dealing with injuries.
I'm blanking on the name, but I saw the Indianapolis Colts working out a certain receiver, and that was official confirmation for me that they are washed. They're done. They were working out some receiver. Wait, who?
The Colts?
Yes,
or the receiver?
Colts. The Colts were
working out. You're saying the Colts are washed, or the receivers washed?
Both. But by working out this receiver, the whole team blow it up. EMF it. The entire org.
Yeah, not fantastic.
I need to have this name. That's on me. I need to have that name for that to really work. But
yeah, but
it was Chase Claypool. It was Chase Claypool.
I
read that.
I honestly forgot
Luke,
I saw that.
Luke the franchise.
Yeah. Omar Cooper apparently has had some good moments too in Jets camp, which I don't know if it says a lot or a little. But minimal information that I've seen from Kenyon Sadiq, and even out of I have heard nothing of Bucky Irving, by the way. Do with that as you will.
He might be missing. We might need to put up some type of milk carton. Where is Bucky? If you've seen him, please let us know. There's no way Todd Bowles has any insight on where he is. 0% chance. How that guy still has a job, 0 clue.
Yeah. To just finish up the episode, Grant, I'm going through all the 49ers injuries. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all the 49ers injuries.
It's a great list.
Mike Evans, quad. DeJon Stribling, hamstring. Ricky Pearsall, Christian Kirk, calf. Jordan James, rib. Kalen Black, adductor. Michael Kamara, knee. Keon White,
I think that
abductor.
knee's an out for the year.
Yes, it's also out for the year. Malik Mustafa, hamstring. Fedarian lower ankle. Grayson Halton, knee bruise. Andrew Farmer.
Come on, knee bruise. Come on, dude.
Andrew Farm. Well, hey, with the electrical substation, that bruise, you go and play on that. That's an ACL.
I was about to say that.
That's understandable.
Gotta be careful with my words here.
Andrew Farmer, back. George Kittle, Achilles. Brandon Ayuk, CTE/reserve list. And Kyle Shanahan, car accident.
Yeah.
So.
Now, is there... Okay. I was going to make a joke there. I'm not going to do it, but...
Yeah, you stay a little reserved there.
Yeah, no,
that one might
not
stay inside.
Not
that one might stay in. Side note, though, Chris Olave and Jordan Tyson both been looking fantastic in practice, although the Saints have no defensive backs. There's no DBs there. That might be a
fantasy.
That might be a draft Tyler Shuck stat more than Jordan Tyson and Chris Olave.
Well, I think the best part is you don't even need to draft Shuck. You pick him up.
It's probably UDFA. Yeah.
You don't even need to. But need to draft
also, they're apparently rotating Etienne and Kamara a lot in the backfield, so do not draft Etienne is my note from that.
I would imagine, that's just a seniority tip of the cap to Kamara. I think Etienne's going to be nice.
You think he's going to be a workhorse, though?
Yeah, dude, Kamara's not.
I know he's washed. I know he's washed.
Kamara can't run on early downs.
I feel like they're still gonna rotate him, decently. Like they use Taysom
3
Hill,
drives on
Kamara.
You get 2 snaps of the 4th, and then put Etienne the back end right now.
They'll probably use duo packages, I'm sure, with both of them. Also, Kobe Bryant going to be out for about 10 weeks. Safety for the Bears freshly signed. That's big news if you're a Vikings fan because you play the Bears early. But yeah, no, that's about the wrap on.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a great game for 9 to go off, huh?
That's if 9's the quarterback.
I mean, the way it's sounding right now, it's 9 and then just a whole bunch of nothing in that room.
Yeah, Kyler Murray apparently just threw a hospital wall to Jordan Addison.
Yep, I saw that one.
Not great. Ty Simpson also looking pretty mediocre in camp so far. Not a shocker there.
I mean, we went over that one though. That's an inside job between the dads who know each other.
Yeah. Yeah. But unless you have any other comments to make, Grant, we will wrap up here. We'll have some more news on NFL training camp and how the Hall of Fame game and everything looks next week. We're rapidly approaching, Grant, as we've said, NFL season. We'll have football every week for the next 5 months.
Through February.
We're getting back into it, getting back to 2 times a week here for the
6,
podcast.
Everett, the next 6.
And that's just beautiful.
That's baseball.
See you later. Well, baseball, the moment it could be in 2 weeks, Grant. We won't talk about baseball till the playoffs.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah, it's very possible. But with that, guys, thank you guys for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, and on TikTok at Waterboy Pod. You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett6 and at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes on YouTube and all podcast platforms every week. So make sure to check us out there so you don't miss anything. And we also post exclusive content on TikTok and Instagram as well. So check us out there so you don't miss anything else. With that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboy's out.